Okay, so we got the first half of the patch notes for Diablo Immortal's biggest update to date, according to Blizzard and NetEase and everyone else. So we already covered the video of the dev conversation and broke that down in great detail and really got the most out of it we possibly could. But now let's talk about the overall updates and the rest of everything coming to the game. Now, of course, they're calling this Splintered Souls, and it is coming. We are going to be able to go to the Southern Dreadlands, which is pretty hype. Again, this is apparently the 6th major update, which is pretty sick. And again, it's coming on December 14th. So mark your calendar, get ready, take off from work, whatever you need to do, get ready to play some serious Diablo Immortal come December 14th. Now, going down here, we're going to talk about all of these. I'm going to break them down probably in a few different videos so I can really get as in detail and in depth as I can to get everyone as ready as possible for this update so you can really min-max come time for the update. So new mystical companions, familiars. Tales of familiars are thought to be... All right, whatever. This is all just the lore. So the help of Niza, a new vendor located in Westmarch, you too can forge a lifelong bond with one of Sanctuary's hidden wonders. Familiars are companions that aid the player in combat using a combination of active and passive skills. So there will be an active skill that we can select seemingly, as well as passive skills that they use on their own, which is pretty cool, which can damage enemies or provide bonuses to the player and the familiar. These majestic allies can also lend a helping hand outside of combat if they possess certain traits. So that means there will also be familiar traits available to either select or earn depending on the familiar, we don't know yet, such as the ability to salvage or identify your items for you, allowing you to spend more time farming. I called this one out in particular. There were some leaks that said this was going to be a thing. Honestly, the salvage part is what I'm most looking forward to and what I think will be really the most beneficial to most players. The ability to identify will be nice. It'll be nice if you can also toggle between them pretty easily. If it's like the same familiar and you can just change the skills, like I said, sort of like forecasted previously when in my conversation with Echo Diablo Immortal. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out for sure. But let's go ahead and look into some more details. Protect Sanctuary alongside your familiars. Below you can meet 5 of the familiars stepping out of the shadows and into the fight against the Burning Hells on December 14th. Okay. We'll have more information on the three others in a future update. Okay, so the first one here is Ash Sweeper. Pretty sick. Looks like a pretty much of a tanky unit. Again, there's small, medium, and large. You will have to evolve them, which we don't know how. We assume based off a new currency or even maybe just grindable. I hope it's grindable, but I also hope I don't know. I hope it's 2 parts. I hope it's grindable so that way it can't just be bought, but I also hope it's somewhat easy to obtain, and then in order to make it stronger, that grind is longer. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to spend the next 6 months having a small familiar. I want to be able to tangibly, grindably get up to this within a reasonable amount, but then in order to make it really, really strong, I should have to grind for that. You know what I mean? We'll see how that plays out. So the next one is Dusk Prowler. It starts as just a regular cat, then it starts to get some like scariness on it, as well as maybe some wings even. Looks like it has wings in the first one too. But then he grows a second head, which is pretty sick. Honestly, from a looks alone, this one might be my favorite, but it'll be very interesting. I'm not reading the lore because it is just that. It's all lore. It doesn't even allude to any different traits or talents, so I'm not even going to cover that. You're more than welcome to if you want. Again, they do a great job with the lore, but I'm just not a lore guy. What is this? Mirjin, the Tide Weaver. So a little bit more of a peaceful looking one, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it floats and or flies, so that'd be interesting. This one is the opposite of pretty. Skitter Wait, Winged Trickster. Interesting. That one actually looks really sick at the final level. Although I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna feel some kind of bad to level up this really small guy. So RIP to him. Moving on, this one is the one that was in most of the leaks, and he looks pretty cool. In the video that we saw that I covered yesterday, he looks a lot different than what I thought he was going to look, but at the highest level, it is looking very majestic and glowy and pretty intense, honestly. I think all of these look really cool. I think it's interesting that there's 8 different ones. Again, maybe the traits will be grindable and choosable, where you can get any familiar aesthetically that you want, and then you can get whatever trait you want via grinding or upgrading them, or just switching the talents. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see because, you know, like, let's say I might not like the look of this one, but if its talents or traits are the best, then obviously I'm going to want to use that. Like, if this is the only blacksmithing one, I'm going to want to use this one and level him up. But if I like how, let's say, this one looks and I can't get that talent, that's going to feel kind of bad. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that. All right, so that is everything that we know about pets so far. Again, this is the first 5. There is 3 more coming to a total of 8, which actually they did leak a few others that aren't even pictured here in the video I covered yesterday. So if you want to see that, I'll go ahead and leave that over there for you. So click on this video right now if you haven't seen it already, guys, because it actually, now that I'm looking at it again, they did leak the rest of the other 8, the last 3. So go check that video out if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, lock it in.